divorces every hour compared to 230 marriages an hour. Estimates say 41% of first marriages will end in a divorce. So again, why do people get married?
When you ask me why do you want to get married,
But do you think that's because you've been conditioned to want marriage?
So when I've come to realize that there's a lot of partnership in the sense of boyfriend and girlfriend living together.
I don't disagree with people living together.
So a lot of people find it almost as hard to walk away from partnership than they do to walk away from marriage. The only difference, in my opinion, is that people have it in their minds that marriage is extra.
Shall you put a ring on it? Don't put a ring on it and de-ring it.
Mama says, why do you keep asking people how the streets are? Your husband is in the
Two good heads.
Two good heads.
If you go marry a bad head, one bad head.
You have dummy husband.
Do you guys think that marriage favors a particular gender?
It benefits absolutely nobody. There is nothing. Is it the sex that is different? Is it the positions they are doing? It's actually the absolute
Some of us are religious, child.
Some people are married and the man is not theirs. Oh.
It's ours. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of It Isn't Always Black or White. My name is Oyinda Mola. You can call me Yinda.
Hi guys, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Abby.
Thank you guys for joining us again on another episode. So today, I saw something online. No, hold on. I saw something on, I think it was on X, where a Nigerian actress posted about how she was complaining about how she did a 5-year Nigerian passport because she wanted to have the same name with her husband and kids, and that I think she was just complaining about the whole. I think you well know what it takes to get a Nigerian passport these days, and then someone commented on that and like, oh, I can't believe that with the kind of caliber you are or whatever you being
high profile
you, you're still depending on a man's name, blah 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 blah. And I think it got me like asking myself a lot of questions like, why do we even get married? Like, why do people nowadays get married?
Nowadays? What do you mean nowadays?
Like, why do people in our generation get married?
Because we don't need to, right? Back in the days they did, right? But we don't anymore. Independent lady. Okay.
No, I'm married. That's not about you, boy.
I don't want to say nothing, but still.
I don't want to be an independent woman. I don't want to pay my bills. Please, be cool.
Okay, but let's bring it back. So let's start with if I'm not asking like a personal question, but why did you get married? Or why do you think people now are getting married?
I don't like the word now, because now it's basically inferring that people didn't get married before.
Okay, so I think maybe because most people would say that people got married before probably because they had to, or traditional
because culture.
reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Culture, expectations from like family. But now we're like in the woke world.
Woke generation.
Gen Z and all. That I have nothing against Gen Z. I keep on saying Gen Z people.
I don't know what
people
you have against
me soon. But it's the idea that we don't need to anymore. The expectations have changed.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what? In saying that, I'm just going to quickly read out statistics.
Check it out.
Apparently, it says there are 86 divorces every hour compared to 230 marriages an hour. So estimates say 41% of first marriages will end in a divorce.
41. That's big.
As many as 60%.
Hold on. Isn't that that's basically 6 and 10?
That's
No, 4 and 10.
That's almost half. Yeah. As many as 60% of second marriages won't make it. So people that have
people that have done it once,
have done it the second time, 60% again will fail again.
Hey.
Then the third marriages. So people that then go into third marriages end in a divorce of 73% of the time.
My marriage will walk in Jesus.
The average lifespan of a first marriage before divorce is 8 years. 8 years.
Wow.
As many as 64% of men and 52% of women will remarry after divorce. Couples between 18 and 24 are most likely to split up. So again, why do people get married?
And it feels like,
that's scary.
Wait, hold on. Do you think the divorce rate is way higher now than it was in our parents' generation?
I do. And the reason why I think it is because I feel like people don't understand. Not that I'm saying that our parents' marriages were great, because some people will stay in rubbish.
True.
However,
especially in their generation.
Yeah. However, I believe they endured more than they enjoyed. And our generation feels like, why do I need to endure? I just want to
Mate,
enjoy.
I'm out.
But do you think there should be a balance?
100%. And there was this thing I saw on TikTok, and I think somebody had said, "Oh, I keep seeing everywhere people saying marriage is hard, marriage is hard. Why are you in a marriage that's hard? It shouldn't be hard." And it got me thinking that, do you know what? I know quite a lot of my friends are married, and I can say maybe there's out of 2 or 3, they're married. Like, obviously you don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but I don't believe their marriage is hard. And the reason doesn't mean they don't have hard times, but the reason why I don't think their marriage is hard is because they're very much the same. And people are always like, "Oh, don't marry the same person, marry opposites." I don't believe that's true, and I'm talking from experience.
What do you mean the same? And,
So
and
like,
then I
when
think
the
we need
people
to
are like,
define hard as well. What does hard mean?
People are like, marry opposites. Opposites
like
attract.
marry someone that's
Opposites
like you.
Marry someone that's karma.
Yeah. I don't even think it's karma. It's just they just say yes. Opposites attract. That's what they say, and I don't necessarily. Again, like I said, from no, but that's what makes it hard. That's what I believe makes it hard.
You're so different.
Exactly.
Well, I have seen opposite that
that works. Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't work.
Okay.
But I just feel like it's easier.
When you have, I mean, I understand
because let's and again, I'm going to use myself as an example. I just feel like I don't feel like my marriage is hard, but it gets hard because we're both from different backgrounds. I'm very much a London babe.
Heckham girl, fam. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is.
I'm not a Heckham girl, but yeah, I'm very much a London
Southeast.
babe, and my husband is he's very Nigerian. But in the same, we are very much the same people, but because we are brought up from different backgrounds, it makes it hard because there's certain things I'm just like, I don't get
All right,
it.
so what you've just said now has brought me back to something. So you remember how our parents used to like pick our husbands or tell you don't marry Yoruba or don't marry. So do you think there was something there that they had their reasons?
I just think they were racist. So. Do you know what? Because you know the thing is, and I'm gonna put my personal business out
because
there
it's the same race.
Yeah,
they were tribalistic.
Yeah, because I'm gonna put my personal business out there. So I've been married before and it failed. So this is my second marriage, and before I got married to my ex-husband, my mom was always like, you must marry a Yoruba man, or I have to understand what his mother is talking like when you're fighting. Who did that help? Who said help? It didn't help anybody. But it's only after that situation happened, she realized, well, actually, you don't have to be from the same. Not that my husband is not Yoruba now; he is Yoruba. But it got her to understand that you don't have to marry a Yoruba person to mean that their family. It's almost like Christians and Muslims. Oh, you have to marry
that's a different ballgame entirely.
But it's still the same thing. Like
well,
they want you to marry. They want you to marry
different
the
mix.
same because they feel like it makes it easier.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I've because you asked the question, why do people get married? Why have I got married? People don't like to be lonely. Let's be honest. Companionship.
Okay.
One. Financial ease. 2. And then when you
financial ease is when 2 heads, 2 good heads. 2 good heads. If you got marry a bad head, what bad head?
Because you have dummy husbands. So,
financially.
Oh my God. Yeah, that is a good reason.
And then people that are literally your best friends. You want to marry, you're like, I don't want another girl to share. So I feel like as women as well, I think we're coming away from that. But before we used to feel like marriage will hold a man. Marriage is not going to hold anybody, my sister. If he wants to be bad, he'll be bad.
Oh, okay. So when you put a ring on it, they're not going to do what?
Well, that's what we used to think.
If you like it, we'll show you put a ring on it. But they'll put a ring on it and de-ring it.
They won't even de-ring it. They'll be on the streets. And I remember I saw something and someone says, why do you keep asking people how the streets are? Your husband is in the streets. He's following us.
We're all in the street. As in, no.
So go ask him.
But bringing it back in, like, do you think, because, and I'm asking this because I want to get married. I aspire to get married because I believe
it's an aspiration.
For me.
But why do you aspire?
Personally, like, it's just something I want. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of my background.
And
but
culture.
You know how how you want to have money, you want to have kids. For me personally, I want it. But I'm asking, because when you're asking why do you want to get married,
but you think that's because you've been conditioned to want marriage.
So that's why. So that's why I've said that I'm not sure if it's how I've been brought up. but I know that I want it.
Do you feel like that? Sorry to interject, but do you feel like once you've got married, it's an achievement?
I don't think so. So I do not think that if I don't end up getting married, I've failed. I don't believe in that. I want it. It's just like saying that I want to go to America. If I don't go to America, I'll go somewhere else.
So if you didn't, and I think this is where you say it's an achievement, and if it's an aspiration, if you aspire to be something or to get somewhere, if you're not there, then you feel like you haven't achieved that.
Yeah.
So would you be fine not to get married?
So I think for me, as I said earlier, I aspire to get married. But in saying that, I'm not going to get married to something. I'm not going to get married to anyone.
Don't marry nonsense.
Don't marry rubbish.
Don't marry nonsense.
I'm not going to get married to someone that I don't think, I'm not sure of, just because it's an aspiration, just because I want to tick a box. Does that make sense? I'm not getting married to please people.
That's interesting.
It's for myself. So until I find something that I'm like, oh, I love this person, he loves me.
You see, you're going to be something. Are you ready?
Something.
Are you ready? Carry on.
But basically, I want to get married to someone that we both love each other, we both respect each other. Like, do you understand? I want to have that. I'm not
share the same values.
Exactly.
It's very important.
So I'm not going to get married just because time is ticking. I'm turning 100 or whatever, and my aunties will start calling me, and I'm like, oh, okay. So who wants to marry? Who wants to marry? Where's the husband? Do you understand? So I'm not like that. Like, I'm very, very chill on it. I want to, and I think because when people say, oh, I don't want to get married, I want to. But I'm not for pressure. So I don't think it's something. You don't think it's something to be pressured to do, because if you get pressured into it, as you said, how many percent again? You will just pressure in, pressure out, but I think one question I wanted to ask is, in saying all of this, at the moment, I speak to a lot of people. Like, especially since moving here, I've come in contact with a lot of people, and I've come to realize that there's a lot of partnership in the sense of boyfriend and girlfriend living together. That was one of the culture shocks I received when I moved here, because which parents don't want to say that I'm living with a man? That's not.
Put the ring on. That's not one paying brand price.
But do you know? In saying that, I don't disagree with people living together and.
Cohabiting.
And I know, I've been divorced and stuff, but for me, it's like, if you the difference between marriage and partnership is partnership. You haven't said, oh, this is for life. I can walk away. Whereas I feel like marriage is almost like a binding contract. When you take vows, you say till death do us part.
But not everyone. When people say it at the moment, because we've just said that there's a lot of divorces.
But then I feel like people do not understand. Like, my friends will bash me and say, "Oh, Mo, if you're not happy, or it's not till death." It is. You took vows. It's a contract. You actually signed your life away on a contract to say till death do us part. The only reason why I feel like you should divorce is if
they want to kill you,
they are beating you,
domestic violence,
domestic violence, and
only reason.
And if you feel like your values, it doesn't align with a man going outside to continuously, if they are for the streets, you can divorce them.
Okay, hold on.
Do you get what I mean?
Let's come back to partnership, right? And I like the fact that obviously we all have different opinions about marriage and partnership, but I think that people that are already living together, in some ways. Okay, when we talk about finances, people get married for finances.
They're sharing that already.
You're already sharing that.
You're sharing love already.
If you're already living with someone,
you're having kids with them already.
You're probably having kids. And even if you're not, people, because the whole idea of marriage is to declare before God and man,
Some people
or
don't
man and
believe
man,
God are not getting married.
If you don't know, but it's the idea of declaring in the presence of your friends and family.
I'm with this person for life.
I'm with this person for life.
But I didn't declare that in a partnership.
No, but however, when you're in a partnership and you're cohabiting with someone anyway, you've already declared that person to be your one and only.
No, I haven't.
Hold on. But the view from the society, when you walk away,
who cares about society?
It's like John and Jill, or Jack and Jill, right? When you're married,
Jack and Jill and Jill.
I didn't want to say that, but okay, thanks for calling that out. But
you have to be inclusive.
Okay, all right. Okay, but I'm going to stick with Jack and Jill for now.
Okay.
But when you have Jack and Jill in a marriage, right? Even when they're partners and they're cohabiting, it's still Jack and Jill. So a lot of people find it almost as hard to walk away from partnership than they do to walk away from marriage. The only difference, I think, in my opinion, is that people have it in their minds that marriage is extra.
It is
It's just
extra
the
though. You're signing a
extra bit.
contract. And I'm going to give you an analogy. And
why do we get married? Let's not forget. We need to come back to why.
But
'cause I think that's the topic.
I'm gonna. But it's
Sorry,
it all
I
works.
feel like we keep on going-
But it all works in hand because you're saying that there's no difference. And I'm just.
I never said there wasn't. No,
and
no,
I'm gonna
please.
use. Okay,
please.
well, okay,
My
there's a
Christian
difference.
brothers
But
and
you're
sisters,
saying
there is a difference. You
okay,
need to marry before God.
But I'm gonna give this analogy, and I
didn't say
hope
that.
this analogy doesn't sound stupid.
Go for
But
it.
it's like, okay, you want to get a mortgage. Yeah, you have declared an interest. You've done everything, right? When do you get the house? When is the house yours?
When
You've
you
declared
sign.
you when you have what?
Sign the
You sign.
contract.
When you have
Sign the contract.
Okay. So
It's very different,
no,
though.
it's not different.
You know why? Because they won't give you the house. You can live. No.
Because
You
the thing
cannot
is,
live in
because
that
the thing is-
house
because the thing is,
until you've signed. Love, no, I disagree.
Hold on, it's not a disagreement because
It's-
what
it's
you're
a
saying.
mortgage.
No, because
It's a
you're
mortgage.
because you're saying there's no difference.
I never said there wasn't a difference.
No, because you're saying that if somebody is living together, that's what you said.
You've already declared to people that you're together with that person.
Who are the people?
Your friends and
no,
family.
How though? I didn't
Because
stand
you're
in front
living-
of anybody.
No, but you're doing
There was
everything else. You're doing the
it
same thing
doesn't
as married
matter.
people.
No,
You're
no,
having
no.
sex. You're probably
It
then
doesn't matter.
eating together.
No,
You're sleeping
but
together.
you're
You are
saying- but you're
bonding
saying-
together.
saying
You
I
have kids
you
together.
saying that I have declared to.
Well, you
my friends,
have.
people.
By
You
law,
know, hold
because
on.
when
I
you
know
go
it's a
hold on,
mortgage.
you have to
But
have
hold
two
on,
witnesses.
hold on, that's
There's
the
no
mortgage.
witnesses.
No, we're
hold
stuck
on,
with that
Cynthia.
mortgage.
There's no witnesses.
Let's
There's
Cynthia,
no witnesses.
Cynthia.
So
This is
you are incorrect.
Hello, first lady.
You are incorrect.
No, wait, hold
sorry.
on.
Yeah,
You
incorrect.
know, you said-
Hold
you
on.
said
Cynthia,
mortgage.
but hold
Sorry.
on.
No, I have to finish this, right? You can't use an analogy that does not relate or align.
No,
How does that not
Because
relate?
I
I
can
can speak.
see-
Let me
But I'm
speak and
saying marriage is binding
Can I
once
just
you
say
sign
what?
a
Can I just say what?
contract,
But you said-
and mortgage is
No,
binding
you
once you
said-
sign the
no,
contract.
Absolutely. But in a mortgage, before you sign that contract, right? That house is
And
not
there's
yours.
witnesses
You don't
when you
enjoy
sign the contract.
You don't enjoy the benefits of owning the house until you've signed the contract. However, in cohabiting, all the benefits
But I can
of
be
being
if I'm
married.
renting it. If I'm doing right
No,
to buy,
mate,
rent
no,
to
no.
buy. If I'm doing rent to buy,
alright,
it's not
alright.
different. If no, because she thinks
Partnership.
she thinks she is clever. She thinks she is clever.
Whatever.
Hold on. But if I am doing a rent to buy,
buy,
I still
you're
have
living
to
in
say-
it.
Come, give me.
You're living in
It's
it.
still the same. I'm living
And
in
you're
it.
paying your rent.
Sorry, rent to buy. You're
Hold
still
on.
owing.
No.
Love, you're still owing.
No, hold
Rent
on.
to buy.
That-
You're
but
allowed to live in
in
the
it.
but you're
house.
still
I'm
owing.
paid.
You're
You're
still owing.
talking about the
But you're
benefits.
living in
No,
it.
no, but your benefits is not complete. Yo, that benefit is half.
But why is
All right, all right.
Oh, very, very good.
Cynthia, all right,
I love
Cynthia,
this.
no, wait, hold on,
She can't
hold on,
act as though
hold
she's
on,
more
hold on,
intelligent.
hold on,
Let me
hold
take
on,
you
no,
back.
wait, hold on,
Take
hold
you
on.
to church, mate.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
Sorry, rent to
So,
buy is different
I
because
do-
you're still paying extra mortgages.
Okay,
you
that's
don't have
fine.
the
You're
full
not buying
benefits.
more-
Okay, that's
though.
fine.
But you're
I
paying
do
half and half. More than
understand.
half.
You're no, you're
What do you mean?
rent to buy means you're only renting.
Yeah, but you're going to owe later. Whereas
No. You already
Rent to
said
buy, it
paying.
means you have option to buy later.
I know that.
Yes.
So you're not. There's no mortgage payments there. You're just renting. There's no mortgage
And by the
payment.
time-
But
yeah,
you're talking about. You're talking
no,
about
wait,
shared
hold on.
But
ownership.
you don't have the full benefit though.
You do though.
Rent to buy you don't because
don't you?
the amount you still need to buy that house is still bigger than if you've bought it
Yeah,
from
so
the
it
onset.
just
Whereas
means you don't
in
get the house
cohabiting love,
appreciation.
you're cruising throughout. You got everything.
Okay, but anyways,
Wonder.
back to what I was trying to say before we went on a cruise with Cynthia and First Lady.
First lady.
I think. Okay, so let's bring it all back. There is partnership and there is marriage, and as you've said, they're already having all the benefits.
Yeah.
So why do they put a ring on it? And I do agree with what she said that. I mean, that means now you signed a contract because to be honest, if me and you are living together, unless I've come and tell you that Cynthia, this is my husband. If you call him my husband, you're your own.
So why are we signing the contract? What's the
Because
point of
witness, because that's the difference, like you said, because you're saying, oh, you've told everybody. You haven't. The minute
You've not
I
told
married
anybody.
you, there's witnesses. If I'm in a partnership, who do I
those
don't owe
witnesses?
anybody.
They see you every day, though.
No.
They
But
see you
but
going in
that's
and out
not
of
the
the house.
But
That
that's
doesn't
not.
matter.
That's not the same thing.
doesn't matter.
It's not binding.
It's
in
not
the
binding.
sense of
So in
it.
your opinion, now let's get this right because we're trying to understand why we marry. Let's not go away from that, right? So in your opinion, the key reason why you go from and this, we're talking about someone cohabiting. Not everybody cohabits before marriage. Most people don't actually cohabit before marriage.
A lot of people are cohabiting now. A lot of people are cohabiting. Yes.
Okay.
A lot of
You
people
will
are
continue.
cohabiting
No, but it's the
now.
idea that you're really owning on the fact that the reason why most people would then get married is because they're declaring a lifetime partnership and signing that agreement to show friends and family and loved
Yeah,
ones. that
and
this
some
is the
people's
person I wanna be with
tradition
for
and
life.
culture.
Yeah.
And then we come back to why do people actually get married?
Tradition,
right?
culture,
Tradition,
religion.
expectation, innate.
Finances.
Is it innate as well? Is it something that we not because like I don't want to go into. I don't want to talk about Yeah. Okay. let's come back to it, right? Is it innate for you to, is it norm that we all want to
not
have a
norm.
life
I think
partner?
it's
Is that how
not-
we feel inside? as
No,
I think
humans?
it's not
I don't
normal.
think it's normal.
I don't think. Well,
And I think with everything going on the streets today, where there's not one to run relationships, people are practicing, is it monogamy or what is it?
polygamy
Mhm.
and polyham. No, that's not.
Okay.
What's the
All of
woman
those-
version?
all of
Yeah,
those-
polyandry,
all those
I
funny
think that's it.
names.
Yeah. All the
And
police.
then there's the polyamorous.
Which was
So
that?
people,
I think
but
a
you
lot
know-
of different, like
but
you
you
have
know what?
different
Yeah,
partners or
people,
something like
people
that.
are happy with it. Some people are happy to know that it's not just, you know.
As for me and my household, God said it's not good for man to be alone.
Marry
so
my
he
sister.
made
We
me.
support you. So why do people get married? You know, I had a young person actually just pop in before we started recording, and we said, oh, we're going to be talking about marriage and why people get married. She went, that's an interesting topic. So I guess that there's a whole culture shift, and you talked about it at the beginning. There's a whole culture shift of I am self-sustaining. Probably in this day and age, but people are still desiring.
Because you like definitions. Explain the self-sustaining to us. So
God bless
explain.
you.
Oh God!
Explaining what you
You're
mean by
explaining that, no
self-sufficient.
evidence. I think the thing is when you talk about people marrying for finances. Now in the UK, the average house price to rent. Let's look at rental, right? Is about what, £1,000?
For what?
Depends on where you live. Right? If you live in
bed,
London,
let's say
so
London.
London is about what, £1,500
For
Yeah.
what? 2-bed.
for like a bedroom.
Yeah, let's just say
A bedroom.
A 1-bed flat.
Like,
How much?
yeah.
is it?
Oh, 1-bed flat in London. Yeah,
In
one,
London,
yeah,
1.5,
Okay.
right? So as a single person, what's the average salary in the UK?
probably 1.8 or
Yeah.
2,000. The average.
Average UK salary is about
Yeah, it's like
24 grand,
1.8.
no?
Yeah.
30 grand. In London, probably slightly
Yeah.
higher. But that's the average, right? So let me say you're earning £1,800 per month. Now, Nigeria, are you hearing that the rent is £1,500? They have £300 left, right? Their bills, electricity and
But
gas.
people are jackpot in Nigeria.
They
to
have
come
their
and
own,
do-
no.
Anyway.
No, but like
That's
you've got
different
£300
conversation.
left if you're a single person living in a 1-bed flat, right? That is probably like a box if you live in London. So you got £300 left. Your electric is probably £120.
The
Yeah.
government
Council
is,
tax.
The
Council
government
tax
is supporting this
is how much?
cohabitation.
They really, really
The government is what I said, encouraging this
Mario.
cohabitation. They're like Mario because you cannot carry it by yourself.
you can't carry it alone, right? So when I talk about self-sustaining, is that if you're like, you know, but people are earning like silly money right now. Young people are moving faster than their parents. They earn like twice as much. Big up young people, but like they're doing a lot more. So self-sustaining is the fact that I can now afford I can buy a house by myself. Do I really need a man, right? But people are still getting married. The percentage of people getting married is still
Did you say you
increasing.
can buy a house by yourself?
If you're on like silly salary,
Yeah, but what's a silly salary? Because I feel like-
150k per year,
yeah, but
but most people are not. Most people are not on that.
But even at that, I think
So
it's
self-sustaining, I can pay my bills. I can
if you're
still
on
go out with my
150k,
friend.
yes, yeah, obviously. But it's
But you're not on the
again, like you said,
150K.
how many people
Please,
are on
my
100?
sister, marry.
But it's no, don't listen, don't be precious.
Don't be
pressure.
pressured. But I still feel like
Pressure Tiwa.
the number one reason people get married is companionship. Loneliness is not
companionship.
good
Yeah.
though. Hey, loneliness
Lonely
is
at the
not
shop.
good.
Bang, 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 bang. But
No,
the thing is,
because yeah. Because
don't wanna-
sometimes you
yeah.
come back from work
And it's
I
cold.
just want to talk.
It's cold.
And it's not even about
I'm a first
cold.
lady. I'm a first lady.
Bring your
Let me get
mind
you
back. Bring your mind back. You just want to, sometimes you come back from work or you've had such a hectic day and you just want my person. To be honest, yeah, and I got that because somebody's husband's name is my person. You just want your person. That
Your person
that
too is stressed.
you
They don't
can't-
want to hug you.
you can but
like,
not
hello?
that you can point to each other at that point in time. Do you understand? And
Why
I feel
could
like
you do that with a boyfriend or
You
like
can.
or a
You can
girlfriend?
100%.
yeah, you can.
Like,
of
why
course.
do you need to get married to
But
have
you
that?
know that. But you know that. That's
And why do you need to get? Because that's cohabiting.
No,
as
but
well.
you-
If you're
but
already
you-
living with a person, mate, they're already to hug you in the cold weather.
But you know that people.
But we need a contract.
People date.
You don't need to be
before they
married.
get married. Okay, you know what? I even have another question. How long do you think? Do you guys? Okay, I think. Let me ask it this way. Do you guys think there's a?
No.
Why are you already saying no? You don't even ask the question.
Lad.
Do you think there is
No.
a
Time limit, no.
time frame for you to date to properly? Because I feel like a lot of people now are getting married to people and getting divorced and
After
saying,
like 1 month, 2 months, I love
and
you.
saying not even that one and saying, oh, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, I didn't know this. And then I see people that they've met each other and then in 2 weeks they're married, in 3 weeks they're married. Some of these
that was a bit
marriages
much.
last.
A bit much. A bit
Some of these marriages don't last. So, but do you think that the amount of time I'm not saying date somebody for 6 years or 100 years or 1 million years, but do you think that would help in
No,
the
no, but I
marriage.
think
I
that
don't
also-
think so.
I think that also links
it's-
to you go.
Yeah, I think that
hopefully
also.
I remember this.
No, go on. Because I was just gonna say, I just think it links to not all men. I don't like. There's women as well that are like marriage, but I think most men like who does marriage help?
Oh, yeah.
Like
who benefits the most?
Yeah, and I think,
Ooh, let's keep that one. That's a good one.
I think back in the days, it was benefiting women. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm married, see my ring, blah blah blah. But
Did you guys
you're
see
not
that
serious.
rock?
But at home,
Rock.
but
I'm
at
blind.
home, you're crying because your husband is never home, and I just feel like. I know people are like, oh, you know, if he's dating you for 3-4 years, he doesn't want to marry you, that a man knows as soon as he meets you if he wants to marry you. I don't necessarily feel,
Ma'am, can you please,
I
on the
don't,
comment section,
I don't
let us know.
necessarily
Do you
think
know what the
it
first
means
time-
he
do you know
doesn't
first
want
date?
to spend the rest of his life with you. He just probably doesn't believe in marriage. Does it make him a bad person? No. He wants to spend the rest of his life with you, but he's just like, okay, I can live with, like you said, I can get all of the benefits of being in a marriage. I just don't have a contract.
But you see, that's where you already said that you feel like people should be with people that share the same values. So that would mean that if you believe in marriage, then you should be with someone that also equally believes in marriage.
Yes.
But the
yes
thing is,
and
you
no.
talked about time frame, right? The thing is, I think it's about like what determines the length for different people is different reasons. But I think what's happening sometimes when people get into marriage really, really quickly and come out really, really quickly is because they expect that feeling, you know, like the feeling when you first meet someone, the butterflies.
But I also think it's peer pressure, you know.
No, but it is, but-
Because people tell you in the society, oh yeah, if you're dating for more than 2 years, there's a problem.
They do.
Yeah, but at the same time, people are getting married after like 2 months. And the reason sometimes for that, some people is love at first sight, 100. I think that does exist. I believe in that. I've seen it happen. But after 2 months, all you're feeling is butterflies. You know that feeling where you want to be with that person all the time. You want to be in their arms, or you're with them. You can't get your eyes away from them. You just want to.
I don't want to be with my husband all the time. I said it. I said what I said. But I love him though.
But the thing is, you rush into it because all these feelings are electrifying. You know, you're like warm inside, mate. It makes you feel like you're in heaven. You know, what does that feel like? And then you rush into the marriage, and after that, all of those
Life
butterflies, even before the life problems, you're gonna see them all the time. After a couple of months, it dissolves into real love, like what love actually is: companionship, being there for the person, listening to them, being their comfort, their solace. Right, becomes that. All the butterflies, unfortunately, goes away. And then the real thing happens. That person is angry. You have to deal with them when they're angry. You have to deal with them when they're snoring or they don't sleep well. They don't let you sleep.
My wives, how do you cope when your husbands are snoring at night? Please drop it in the comments.
You put a pillow over their head.
But okay, let me ask a question. So do you think that, okay, let's even say there's no time limit, but you feel like we should properly get to know each other?
What does that mean?
Your likes and dislikes. What do you like?
What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite memory?
No, but basically like know each other to an extent.
But you can never know people until you go through
Are
situations.
you going to pay the
and
full bill, or do we have to
experiences.
split? Ask him first date.
But yeah.
Are you going to pay the full bill?
No, but
Do we
saying
have to
that.
split money?
No, but saying that.
Do we have to split money for
No,
what?
wait,
Are we
hold on.
having a joint account?
50-50, 60-40,
No, yes,
100-0.
bye.
No, but hold on.
A list of questions.
But saying that, I did listen to a church sermon in my church where the person that was the speaker was sharing this view about actually knowing the person you're with, like spending that whatever, if it's 2 months, if it's 2 weeks, if it's 1 year, actually getting to know you. I'm asking this question. So do you think it's important to ask? Because you know how they always say that girls, like some girls will come on you first date. So will you give me money? Will you give me this? Or how are we going to share 50-50? Or do you think it's important to ask some questions before marriage?
100%.
Like values. Okay,
need to know
how
what
do you
you're
want to
getting
raise the
into.
kids? Where do you want to live? If we had to have money, do you believe in spending money? Like, do you understand those kind of questions?
But that's, I think it comes back to what I said at the beginning. It's about making sure that you guys share the same values. And it's like, okay, if your child misbehaves, can I smack? Or do you believe in
Back to
smacking?
smacking.
Do you not believe in smacking? Do you believe in, soft parenting? Because when you get married and you have kids, oh my Lord.
It's a different ballgame.
It's a different
But
ballgame.
let's come back to why people get married.
Because
I'll let you finish and we'll come back to that.
You have you have different views. So your values have to match. Okay, when it comes to money, for instance, do you believe in saving it or do you believe in investing it? How many times do you think like we need to go on holiday? Everything is value. So you definitely need to ask these questions before you marry. Otherwise, when you enter marriage
and you've signed,
fire will meet fire.
No, but you know what's also interesting? I do want to still list like different reasons why people get married. I think that's important, and we really want to hear from you guys in the comment section why you got married or why you desire to get married.
Yeah.
But I was going to say something about what you said just there. You can ask all these like questions before you get married. But for me, in my opinion, it probably holds water like 40% of the time. It's like, I want to relate it to like when somebody's trying to like get you in bed. Yeah, they said all these things to you, babe. Once you're in bed, it's a different ballgame, love. So you have to be very, very careful with that and think that that's not binding whatsoever. But why do people get married? We talk about financial benefits, religion. The Bible says if you can't hold yourself, marry. Yeah. Some people rush into marriage because of sexual reasons.
Pressure.
Social acceptance, because if you're not married, you're not especially
you're
like
not a Mrs.
That's you're not or a Mister. You're,
so
not responsible. Hey, bam. Okay.
Responsible help. Please.
Legal reasons. You know, like people get married for legal reasons. Security. You know, either financial or otherwise. Some people don't like to live alone. They want to be with somebody that, you know, in case like, you know, desire for children. People marry for desire. Like, do you want to have kids and you feel like you don't want to have a child outside of wedlock? You know, like, is that why? Emotional symbolism. What does that even mean? Ultimately, it's about committing yourself to your partner, relationship. It's about like, you know, that emotional need to feel like complete. Family pressure is huge. Health insurance. Which country is that? Not in Nigeria. It doesn't exist.
So are we saying people, I think the things I've picked up is a lot of this stuff you're saying people marry is because of pressure, family pressure, religion.
Love. Actually, before you, I think there are this question you can answer in two different ways, you know, or you can look at it from many perspectives. But my perspective is you can think about this question, why do you get married when you're already in a relationship? So when you're already with someone, why should you marry them? And when you're not in a relationship, even as a child, like most kids nowadays, depend on your family background and your upbringing. If you were brought up like in a traditional mom and dad home where your parents seem like stable and, you know, they support each other financially, they both like co-parenting and so on and so forth, right? You might have more of a desire to be like, oh, when I'm older, when I get married, I will do this when I get married. And so it becomes something that you are, what's the word? What's the key word for that? It's almost like what you're brought up with. It's the influence. So naturally you desire that because that's what you've seen.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like, you know, why do we actually, and some people get married also because they don't want to, when they get older, more people get married now at an older age because they're thinking about like dying alone, no one to die by yourself.
I think which boils down to love, companionship as probably number one, and then probably the rest will follow. But I think another thing, so I saw this thing on Instagram where a man was complaining about how he's becoming his dad because he's going out to work and a wife is at home with the kids. So I'm guessing the wife is probably not working or something, and that he's becoming his dad, and that who is marriage, like basically he was saying something about how marriage favors the woman, and then people were commenting on that and saying that, oh, do you want to stay with your kids for 24 hours and let your wife go to work and see that that's also a full-time job? So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that marriage favors a particular gender? Do you understand? Or you think we should both be benefiting from the marriage? Because it's a contract.
So are we saying, does marriage benefit people or does a partnership benefit?
That's people. That's a good question
because you can be together and that same scenario can happen. That the guy is going to work, the woman's staying at home. So what are we talking about? Is it who does marriage benefit? Because if we're being frank,
so if I can have everything,
marriage, unless it's legality and stuff like that, like you said, health insurance and stuff like that, it benefits absolutely nobody. Because a marriage is the same as a partnership.
No, but
did you come back and agree with me? Is that what you're saying now?
But
she said it. Only took 30 minutes.
No, but I'm saying it's the same. The only thing, the legal aspect where you're
now signed.
Yeah,
you're now
that's the only difference. There's no, like you said, because in a partnership you get everything you can get when there is nothing. Is it the sex that is different? Is it the positions you're doing? It's actually absolutely
some of us are religious,
I get, okay, so and from a religious aspect, But other than that, my sisters, there's no difference in being with a lifetime partner and being married.
Let's talk about marriage and partnership, right? What is it that drives us? And you talked about it already. To actually get married, like
religion.
Women,
if
and
people,
family, religion, family, pressure.
And if people believe in God and their religion, I don't know about. I can't speak on Islam, but in regards to Christianity now, like you said, if you cannot hold yourself, get married, or Adam and Eve, everybody marry. That is our religion, and that is most of the time culture. So that is a reason. But if you put that aside. Would you marry?
I think people still marry because of companionship.
Apart from
companionship, having.
It's so funny. Maybe because for me, I can't put religion aside because I feel like for me personally, religion is a part of me. Is in me, so I can't.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
I can't separate it. So I think yes, I would still want to get married. And again. As you've said before, probably how you've been brought up. You've been brought up probably like in a religious home. This is how things has been done, or whatever. This is how you've seen things to be done. So, but I can see your point. Like basically, I can see your point that So if I can get everything as a partner, then. But don't you think now, knowing all of that as a female or as a male or in whatever relationship you are in, knowing that. I'm with you, but I'm not saying that you can up and leave in marriage, but do you think that it gives a certain level of, okay, at least it's mine? Because in partnership, as you said earlier,
some people are married and the man is not there, so.
It's ours.
It is ours.
I don't want to put myself in the hour, but it's ours.
And they will come to you,
our man,
and they will come to you as a woman. So,
oh Lord.
Just because you are married,
when is Jesus coming again?
Soon.
Because you are married does not mean he's for you alone.
No,
ask the sister next door.
But guys, it's not fair, right? It's not fair. We're throwing shade on the men, right? Women
as well.
Women are equal as well.
But you know the funny thing is, the funny thing is women are just as bad as men. So
I disagree.
No, women are smart. They will introduce you to Bob and say, "Hey babe, that's my brother."
But
she's banging him in the corner tonight.
Saying this, First Lady Abby, I feel like we're going to talk about this, but I think we'll talk about this on a day. We'll be talking about this. There's this thing that's going around now with people finding out that they're not the fathers of their children.
The whole DNA test.
And we're going to talk about that, knowing how how women have been doing this.
And are wicked, though. They are wicked. Imagine for 25 years you're looking after a child.
Because if a man forgets another woman, the family will come to you and say, our wife, our son did this, that. But a woman will do it. What you do? Goes to bed, sleep with you, annoying, and she knows that's our first child. I know the funny. No. So there's this something that someone said the other day, and when they were like, because when you give birth, like, this child looks like, and I said to someone, my children look like everybody, because you don't
look like everybody.
I know people that have adopted a child, but they didn't tell their family, so that the woman went away because of, and this boils down to societal and cultural pressure, and then they've come back with this child, and they're like, this baby looks like our auntie.
What auntie?
But you know the thing is, I don't know if this is a thing. Like, people outside, please let me know. Again, like, have you realized that when men and women are together, or husband or wife, they start to look alike?
I agree.
They actually start to look alike.
Your
husband looks alike. You can go outside and feel it. Your brothers and sisters.
That's been from the start, love.
No, I don't think
no.
It's
not blood.
I feel like,
blood.
I actually
it's
see
the blood. It's the fluid.
That's amazing.
But I actually see Abby's point. Like you actually begin to look like, and not even married. Like once you start dating someone, or when you start being with someone, you start to look alike.
There's such a flow, right? Let's come back to why we marry, because we have got it. I got like this. No, but why do people get married? And I think that, do men feel as much pressure as women?
I don't think
to
so.
get married. I think
they are. I think they're starting to get it.
Yeah,
I think they're starting to get
because
it,
people will say, it's
not equal.
I think maybe a few years ago, I think guys felt the pressure to marry a lot more than they are now. At the moment, I think now it's like, if you like, live. I don't care. You can't pressure me. Do you get? But I think men before were feeling pressure to marry because girls will come and say, or guys, whichever way you want to put it. Yeah.
I think we should stick to what we know.
I know everything. So I'm not.
Right, carry on.
But yeah. So people would like, the girls would come and say, "Oh, it's been 2 years," like, and they'll give them ultimatums. And like I said at the beginning, like, if a guy really likes you, if he likes you, he will marry you. It doesn't mean he agrees with the marriage. But now I think guys are like, what? Why are you giving me an ultimatum? I'll do it when I'm ready.
No, but do you think also, like, with the guys, that there's a lot of, and I think this is where we have to really be careful, I guess, because things have changed so much. Social media influence is huge on the expectation of before and after marriage. So maybe guys are changing now and able to say, actually, I'm not ready, because there is this high mountain that they must cross. If people are getting married and they're proposing with like a ring that costs like somebody's yearly salary,
flying people to
with iPhone 15. I've been flying them to space.
To space and giving them huge roles.
They're here. So the thing is, right,
I
are the
definitely
men
feel like
feeling the pressure?
social.
Are they feeling the pressure more? And therefore, they're like, I can't meet up to what the expectation is.
I don't
so let me
think
just
they're
wait until I
feeling
really
the
make a lot of money before I actually try and get married.
I don't
Because men
think
feel
they're
like
feeling
that.
the
They feel
pressure
like they need to
anymore.
provide more.
And the reason why I don't feel like they're feeling the pressure anymore, because they're like, everybody's getting divorced. And it's true. How many people in a year do, like, but just between, like, if you think about your friends, between 2020 and 2024, how many people have
all my friends are
been divorced? Or they're having major problems in their
friends that got married.
or they're having major problems. So now I feel like guys look at that and think, hell no, I'm not putting myself through that until I know that I'm 100% sure.
But then I think that's coming to your point. Right? If the guy loves you enough, well, back in the days anyway, you said he would then marry you. But it's still the idea of like, what is the man getting out of the marriage?
Or why are we rushing? What's the rush?
Yeah, so why do we marry? Like, for a man, do you marry because you're trying to honor the woman
So
that you love?
basically what we've done now is we're literally throwing the question back to
Absolutely.
So why? So why? Yes, why? Why do we marry?
Women for us is like an honor. I think most women, like, you feel honored. You feel like the person.
Who's most women? Did I tell you I feel honored to be married? It's not. Did I tell you I feel honored to be married? Because you're making it seem like I've scored one big goal.
So please,
can you
just tell us why you think people are getting married nowadays, or what your own personal reasons are to get married? Drop it on the comments. We'll be going through them. So let's
be honored to be married to me, bruv.
Let's see. Let's answer these questions. Why are we getting married? Who is benefiting more from the marriage? What do I stand to benefit from the marriage? And I think we should. I mean, as I said, it's not black and white. It's colourful.
Sorry, we're having honored. I'm sorry. I consider you. She's trying to stop this argument right here, right? But we just have to go into it. When I say that.
Wait, can I ask another question?
Let me finish. I said the man sometimes marries the woman because he's trying to honor the woman that he loves.
Yeah.
Because from a cultural perspective, when a man puts a ring on it, if you like it, then you're gonna put a ring. Like, it means that he loves you enough to declare in front of man and God that this is my woman.
So you're saying if my man no propose, you don't love me?
I did not say he did not love
So
me.
he said put a ring, so that's probably marriage.
There's an honor.
Like, he's trying to if a man doesn't marry a woman, you're saying he doesn't love her?
I didn't say love. I said honor.
So if a man doesn't put a ring on a woman, listen to what you're saying.
He's not honoring you.
He doesn't honor her.
I've said it. He's not.
I think it's very naive for us to think that a man doesn't honor a woman because he doesn't put a ring on her.
I disagree with you because, well, I'm African, right? And I'm not going to get away from that. I'm not going to try and pretend to be something else, right? I'm from Africa, repping Nigeria, repping like every African country.
Answer the question.
I have to say, and for us in our culture, when a man comes to my family, he prostrates, right? Lies down flat on the floor with his entire family to come and plead for my hand in marriage. Him doing that is him bestowing honor on me. as a woman.
So that's
culture.
That's what I'm saying. My own.
Culture.
So what do you mean that is naive?
Yes, but you can't say
even
that
in the
for
white
people
culture,
outside of your
even in the
culture.
British culture and in the American culture, when you really want to
you go
respect
to
a
the
woman,
husband,
you go to the
to her father
and you're going to go and ask and say, "I love your child
daughter,
enough to call her my wife." So, mate, don't say that. That's naive.
I think it's very wrong to say.
How is it wrong?
Because
That's
a man doesn't marry the person he's in love with. He doesn't honor her.
I think that's a
very judgmental statement to make.
But hold on, but I think Cynthia and Abby having different views just shows us how life is not black or white. People have different views.
What's your view? Don't try to get out of this. What's your view? She's trying to say that it's disrespectful.
Yeah, I
never said it's 100%, but like, I think it's honoring her.
I think my views still stand on values. I feel like be with someone that shares the same value as you. I think Abby and I have had this conversation outside here where I've said that I feel like you're an armed robber. If you find somebody that you know from the start does not want something and you're not forcing, you're an armed robber.
Yeah.
They should carry.
If you know your wife or your girlfriend does not cook,
you know that you met her. She's not cooking. She's not doing that. No, so don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that she cannot now cook, but it's something. It's going to be a process because she's not going to go from 0 to 100. So you have to be able to walk through that journey of, babe, I love eating cooked food. Can you cook for me?
Why does babe have to cook?
And that
please.
also has to come to
instance. I'm giving an instance, and the instance here is talking about a man that wants a woman that cooks, and the woman does not cook from the start. That's my instance. And what I'm just saying is that it takes time. She loves you. She's willing to, and that's where compromise comes in, and it works. What I'm not comparing that into is you knew from the start that this woman hates the kitchen, and then you've married her, and then the next day, quarrel because she's not cooking. You're an armed robber. You have to ease that into it.
Yes. But, okay, we're rounding up, guys. We're rounding up.
But in saying that, I feel like we can talk about this like on and on and on because everyone has different perspectives. And like we said, this podcast is all about, it isn't always black or white. Just because I do something or you do something, it doesn't mean you're wrong.
Doesn't make it standard.
Do what works for you. If marriage doesn't work for you, don't marry. Don't feel pressured. Don't let, because by the end of the day, you're the person that's going to feel the brunt. But in saying that, it was lovely having you guys listen to us again.
Till next time, we'll be here.
Subscribe, guys.
Comment, like,
if you love watching
all of that shenanigans. TikTok, Twitter, X. Sorry.
Subscribe, follow,
Switch on your notification buttons, guys. We'll see you next time. It's been fun.
We love you.